Just 10 days after I got my adorable little RAV4, it was stolen and used for actual crimes and robberies as a getaway vehicle, which got us thinking, why don't we make it better for that? So today we are starting the RAV4 Getaway build by vastly improving the handling, improving the shifting, upgrading the lighting, and giving it freaking lasers. Also, I got some tri-spokes and I cannot wait to install these. Let's get to it. You might have noticed that we're no longer in Andy's garage. We got a big old shop. We'll have a video on it once it's actually a shop and not just an empty warehouse that we put a bunch of tools into. Along with the shop, we splurged and got ourselves a 1/2-inch impact. I cannot wait to bust so many nuts with this. There we go. To improve the handling, we're installing some Hero Performance coilovers. These should not only improve the handling by lowering the ride height and increasing the damping and spring stiffness, but also I'm hoping that it will give us a bit more comfort, because the ones that are on there right now, they don't look original, but they probably have like 200, 300,000 kilometers on them. I don't know, they feel kind of harsh and old. Oh, look at that. And that's why the Nutbuster 9000 was an excellent investment.
Hell yeah.
Huh, we really have to get a new bolt now. I thought we did before, but how the frick do I get that out now? What the hell? I have some good news. With a lot of persuasion, I was able to get that pin out that holds the strut on. And although I thought before that it was a bolt that went all the way through his sleeve, it turns out that it's just this kind of weird thingy, and the bolt isn't snapped. It just goes in there like that. So we can reuse this, which I don't love, but at the same time, these right here are pretty much unobtainium and take weeks to arrive. So I don't want to wait weeks. With any luck, I can just get the spring out. Online, I saw that you might have to remove this upper link right here, but I think if I just press it down, oh, not a problem. Not a problem in the slightest. Got a double nut here in the back. At least Toyota was nice enough to just have little access panels, so we don't need to remove a bunch of stuff. I was expecting to have to do something annoying holding the top, but this is just coming right off. Excellent. Okay, there we go. There's no way this is original, right?
I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it too. This must be aftermarket. Oh, I hope we don't have a situation like that van where it's way too high in the back. I want about an inch, maybe an 1.5-inch drop. That doesn't look quite like that yet. Yes, Andy, do we just put it as low as it can go and
Heck
then
yeah.
see how it looks?
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, I guess that's where that's gonna be. If you want more of a drop on adjustments like this, you can remove these bands right here and it'll be fine. We're gonna leave them on and see how it looks first. As for the rear dampers, you can technically just make these short and lower your ride height with that, but that's a really bad idea. So I'm just going to adjust these to be about 1.5 inches shorter than the factory ones, and then we'll see how it looks. I think that this is how it's supposed to go on. Sure. Andy, can you hold a nut on the inside?
All right.
Hello? Okay, so here's the one from the other side. Oh, that's a good sign. I'm gonna try this the other way. I'm gonna put it on the bottom first so it can be all lined up perfectly how it wants. Maybe. If you're having a bit of trouble getting it in, lube is normally the solution, so I'm just gonna try that. Come on. Come on, yes!
There we go.
Yes, you good thing. Very good. Very nice. And now this little nut can go on. Friggin' jack's in the way. Subscribe to our Patreon so you can afford a lift. 37 Newton meters on the bottom here, and we'll tighten down the top once the car's on the ground. You need a little Allen key in the top, number 4 and a 17. In the future, I definitely want to do a braking upgrade on this. Like in the rears, you can just swap the drums for 2nd gen RAV4 disc brakes. But for now, these work awesome. They don't have any problems. They were serviced pretty recently. So we're just gonna run them until we add a bit more power. We forgot our little wire wheel at Andy's house, so I have to use the absolutely massive one. Don't know if I'll be able to get this as nice as I want. For the wheels, I've gone with some Motegi Kojin. These are flow-formed wheels, so they should be relatively light, but most importantly, they are tri-spokes. There has not been a single thing that I've ever had as many people message me about as putting tri-spokes on this RAV4. Like, my DMs are just filled with people being like, hell, put tri-spokes on the RAV4. And I'm like, yeah. Sick.
Not gonna lie, pretty sick.
Yeah. We don't really need to lower it down on the back right now. I'm just sketched out by how these jack stands are attached. So for the front, we'll drop it, but we can also see where it lands. How is it?
Is it a hot hatch or is it SUV? Yeah,
That's definitely way lower.
it's a Raleigh.
It might have the same problem as the van. It's way too high in the rear. Look at that. We need to drop it a bunch. But I think we should do the front first and then we can totally take apart the rear again.
Sure.
Yay. Hopefully this side will actually get lowered a bit. Oh, get out of there. Oh, I might need to disconnect the sway bar. What a jerk. Now lower the other side with the already installed coilover that you're planning on just not telling the viewers that you did first. Ideally, I would disconnect the sway bar so that it's not affecting both sides, but it's super rusted on, so I can't. I'm putting a jack stand underneath this for when the shock comes down, just so that this doesn't fall down all the way. Pretty much the worst thing that you can do when you're installing coilovers is overextend your CV joints. You'll have like the thing pull out of the cup and then maybe it doesn't go back in or just totally ruin your CV joints. So don't overextend your CV joints. Yay, and now this can come out. Pretty dramatic difference here, not just in the size of it, but also in the style of the spring. I think that that's some pretty old school spring technology right there. But I've extended this, so we're getting more of a drop than I was expecting. That looks like 2 and a bit inches, but we'll see how it turns out. Aha, nailed it. Ideally, don't reuse your bolts, just buy new ones. But if the new ones take absolutely forever because you have an old car, then at least give them a clean.
I'm jacking. Sorry for the camera shake.
That's good.
Nailed it?
Yeah, just straight in. Huge thanks to Nomad eSIM for sponsoring today's video. Nomad is made for on-the-road creators like us who are tired of paying too much for international phone plans. Over Christmas, Andy went to Japan and had no problems getting connected. Just sign up before you go on your flight and switch over once you get there. This prevents surprise roaming charges, so you just get one simple price with no hidden fees. Nomad has multiple plans, so if your trip is long or short or covers multiple countries, they have an option for you so you aren't overpaying for data that you aren't going to use. So if you're traveling soon, scan the QR code or click the link down below to get 20% off Nomad eSIM, and huge thanks to Nomad for sponsoring today's video. I don't know how long that took, but this has to be the easiest front coilover install ever, especially since like these Hyro Racing ones do come preloaded from the factory, which great, we don't need to do that. The other thing that's pretty sweet about these coilovers is you can get custom colors. So I went with red locking rings and a black spring. So I think it looks pretty nice and stealthy. Didn't need to go too crazy. A big bonus also is we now get camber control up top. So we can just loosen these nuts, change how much camber we have in the front, and then the alignment should be super easy. Whereas I don't know how you do it on this car, but I think it's some weird eccentric bolts that are probably completely rusted on there and will never move again. So I like this. Going for 117 foot-pounds. There we go. Spent like 2 minutes with a wire wheel on the calipers, and holy frig, did it ever make a difference. Like, that looks okay. Now look at the other side.
It's a huge difference.
Yeah.
It's tri-spoke time.
Yeah, tri-spoke time. For the tires, I went with some Continental Extreme Contact DWS 06 Pluses because I wanted some more performance-orientated tires, but that also would be okay rain or snow or in the dry because, you know, crime doesn't wait for when it's a nice day.
Man, you can just tell, like, the front is significantly lower than the rear.
Yeah, at full droop, it's already way lower. All right, let's see where it lands. We might have to really do something about these fenders right here. We're gonna have to roll them, but.
Nah, you just need like 6 degrees off camber.
Yeah, or we can just absolutely send it with the camber. That would probably be pretty sick, actually.
Yep.
I was thinking that we'd have to lower the back a bit more, but maybe if it settles, it's gonna be okay, because I do want a little bit of rake. That might be good.
Also, the tri-spoke looks sick.
Oh, the tri-spokes look amazing. In this car, I actually want a tiny bit of rake, which means that the rear is higher than the front. And that's because I want to be able to turn in harder while braking. There is no anti-roll bar on the rear of this, which is what kind of gives it its fun sort of roly-poly dynamics. But at the same time, I want to be able to brake and turn in, so having a little bit of rake should allow that to happen. Nice. We're looking for 59 foot-pounds on the top here, and you want to do these when it's on the ground. I think that's looking pretty sweet. Now we can move on to lighting, because the current bulbs are very, very dim, and when you're doing crimes, you need to be able to see what's in front of you so that you can do a quick getaway.
And also blind people.
Yeah, and blind people.
That's the goal.
The brights aren't too bad.
That's
but like,
it?
That's the lights.
Yeah, it's not even overexposing my camera.
It's not overexposing your camera?
No,
they're really bad.
They're really bad. Oh my God, this is so cool. Your light has a level built in.
Oh yeah, super easy to aim.
Wow.
I don't think we'll be able to get it on camera because it's just so far inside of here, but there's a tiny little clip. You just push it, move it over to the side, and then the whole light comes out. Easy. To replace the headlights, we're going with some Oracle V-Series LED conversion bulbs. These should give us a lot more light, but also they should have a nice flat beam pattern, so with any luck, we aren't blinding oncoming traffic, and we'll aim them to make sure that that just doesn't happen. Oh, that does look pretty cool. Now, I know some of you might be a little bit annoyed that I'm switching to LEDs because of how bad LEDs and blinding people have become, but when they're properly aimed, that shouldn't really be an issue. The reason that people are getting blinded so much is that car manufacturers want it to seem like that you're getting way more light and way more down the road, and they're kind of cheesing the NTHSA tests. So they have this test where they have like a bunch of spots on a wall, and you can't be too bright at those spots, but because modern LEDs and lenses, you can aim so well, they dim it in the spots that they have those like control points. So it's way brighter other spots. And if you're looking like a Tesla or some Subarus and stuff, you can literally see on a wall like some dim spots where they're sampling how bright they are. It's so stupid.
Freaking Teslas.
Yeah, freaking Teslas, oh my God. You see just like the entire rays of the sun and you're like, ah, there's another stupid Tesla coming towards me. Okay, let's try that again.
Overexposing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then the brights?
Yeah, they
Sweet.
work.
We'll aim those to make sure that they aren't blinding oncoming drivers, but when you're doing crimes, sometimes blinding oncoming drivers is very desirable. So we have these Oracle Lighting Vega 7s. These right here are not just extraordinarily bright LEDs, but in the center, it has a laser projector. If I can get this out of the box. Like you see, ring of LEDs, laser. So the reason that you'd want that is for off-road use. So you're able to, when you're out in the bush, see super far in front of you, make sure there's no deers or stuff like that. But here, it's going to be super useful for, well, the same reason, but more nefarious. Now, if I'm honest, I haven't totally figured out how we're going to get the lights on yet, but I'm hoping that I can attach them to this bull bar. I just don't know if I can attach this bull bar to the Toyota. Previously, there were bull bars available for these, but as far as I can tell, those have all been out of production for like 15 years. So this one's for a Tacoma, and we're gonna see if we're able to somehow adapt it to go on this in a not super sketchy way. If not, we'll just mount the lights right here. The basic plan is to take this mount, chuck it right up here, and I should be able to get 2 bolts into the chassis as long as I'm able to get some rib nuts into it. Also, I'm gonna need to massage these quite a bit, especially on the other side where it hits the coolant hose. Doing literally anything in a brand new shop just takes so much time. Like, I need to grind down some of those mounts so it can fit into the RAV4. But first, to do that, I need to attach this vise to the desk. Oh, there we go. Come on. Yay. So much room now. First cut on our fancy new drill press. Wow, that's so much better than just like a stupid M12 drill. Holy frig. Sorry, little RAV4, but you're gonna have some holes drilled into you. Oh, there's just a vertical bar that's right where I drilled that hole. Do I drill another hole? I kind of think so. Fuck. Now I need to install this riv nut. Basically, you put this in a hole and then squeeze it and it sort of mushrooms out so it will stay in place. We don't have the correct tool to install it. And even if we did, it wouldn't matter because it's way too tight in there and there's no way that you can get the big like thing in there. So we're doing it the kind of sketchy way. Basically, impact on the back, oversized nut, hold on to that, send it. I think that worked. Yeah, that's actually there. Sweet.
Nice.
It was a bit of a pain in the arse, but the mounts are on and they're friggin' solid.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Any deflection you're seeing is just the metal itself bending, not the whole mount. Now the question is, how close is this to those? I know that they're gonna be a little bit too wide, but hopefully they're not too wide. Oh wait, they're too thin. That works too. Okay, so that's gonna work. Using some bolts that were previously engine mounts for my Golf, we were able to get this to go in. It'll be something like this once we actually tighten them down. Now I just need to cut some holes in the under tray and we should be good. Easy. Beautiful. Okay, cool. Yeah, that looks pretty sweet. It looks so much meaner now, which is good because it's a criminal. Is this light gonna fit on?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, fortunately we can flip this bracket to move it out of it and that should solve our problems.
Will that go in now?
Okay, that's going on. It's blocking the license plate a bit.
That's criminal.
Yeah, by a bit I mean it's blocking it a lot, but oh well.
Your license plate now is 4-digit.
Yep. Sick. It looks so mean. Hell yeah. Oh, we should have got a spoiler, Andy. We can do that in the future.
Ah, yes.
To power and control the lights, Oracle sent over their Trigger 4 system. So this thing's pretty sweet because this right here goes into your car. That handles, you know, the power for the lights. You can do up to 4 of them. You just attach this to your battery. But then you don't have to worry about sending it through the firewall or anything like you normally would to your switches because instead they have just this little RF remote right here. So this guy, totally wirelessly, you just boop, boop. You can use that, stick that inside, and you don't have to worry about, you know, super annoying sending wires through your firewall. Nice. Also, for whatever reason you don't want to use this, you can also use it from an app, which is pretty cool. Just like trigger it from your phone, I guess. Sure. I think I'm going to attach it right around here and I'll see you when all of the annoying wiring stuff is done. I have the lights all wired up and I was debating just not showing you guys this at all, but it's horrifically sketchy. So I spent a whole bunch of time making sure that everything was not sketchy in the slightest. Like if you look in here, I made sure to shield all of the wires. It's all zip tied in. Nothing should have any problems at all, but Princess Auto defeated us in the end. There are DRLs on the lights, and basically what you do is you add that into a switched fuse in your fuse box right here, and also that allows you to turn the trigger system on when only the car is on so it doesn't drain your battery. But the problem is we got this fuse tap right here from Princess Auto, and it doesn't go into any of the fuse spots. Look at this, we've got a spot right here. Go to put it in, it's just too wide. Try and insert it, not a chance. It can't go in at all. So what I've done very, very temporarily, just to make sure that everything works and so we can finish this video, I have taken the relay wire and connected it directly to the battery. This means that the DRLs never turn off, so it will drain the battery almost immediately. And also, if something incorrect happens with this wire, it's not fused, it will literally burn the car to the ground.
Fireball!
It's so horrible. I hate this so much, which is why ground is disconnected right now. So now I can connect this here, and the DRLs start working on the front, as you can see. And as long as this is connected, they don't turn off. Now I can easily confirm that the lights do in fact work. They work really friggin' good, actually. And now I'm going to disconnect that super sketchy little thingy because it scares the fuck out of me. So yeah, now I've disconnected this so my battery doesn't immediately die, and I need to get a fuse tap for that actually fits. Fuck you, Princess Auto. Let's move on to the shifter. Ever since my little RAV got stolen, it's been kind of tough to get into first sometimes, and I think that's because the thieves were grinding the gears a bit, but also the shifter in general just sort of feels like crap. It's super vague. You can't really tell what's going on, and yeah, it just feels like the whole thing's like 28 years old. To improve the shifting, I got a short shifter kit from Cosmo Racing. They're a Canadian company, and I really love that they make performance parts for cars that you don't necessarily expect performance parts to be available for, like this little RAV4. So this right here will make the shifts a bit shorter. It also comes with some solid bushings for the bottom, which are great because the existing rubber ones, well, I don't think exist anymore. And also I grabbed some new shifter cables because, again, the old ones that are on it right now, I think just have rotted and aren't any good. Man, I love this. Cosmo Racing included instructions with pictures, which you cannot take for granted at all. Now I just need to remove everything around the shifter, which in this is super easy. It's just a couple of screws.
That was the only good thing of like Princess Auto. Cheap part tray.
Man, I love how easy this car is to work on. Look at all that play. Those the solid bushings I think are going to make a pretty big difference here.
Heck yeah.
It says to very carefully insert a flathead screwdriver. I have not been successful at that so far. And I snapped it. Oh, legends. Cosmo Racing included a replacement one of those, so the fact that I snapped it doesn't matter. We should really invest in a reasonable sized pry bar at some point. This is the kind of thing that will be good for, you know, committing robberies later, but it's not so great for working on your car. Well, viewer, I don't really know how I'm going to show you what we're doing because it's way down in here. We took the intake out, and now I can see the shift cables and sort of get to them. There's some little clips that I need to take off, but I can barely see it, and oh, I got a clip out and didn't drop it in the engine bay, so that's cool.
Amazing. All right, you see it's there. So Alex has to reach out and disconnect that part and then take it up. Oh, you dropped it, did you?
Please tell me it's on the ground.
It is.
Yes. Aha! Fall on the ground. In the past hour and a half, I have successfully removed 2 clips and 2 screws. The 2 screws are down in here, roughly. And it's incredibly awkward because you have to get in a position something like this and then undo them. And it's horrible, but I think I nearly have the thingy out that I need to get the shifter cables out that is right against the firewall and totally blocked by the whole engine.
I say we just pull the engine.
Yeah, honestly, if you're debating doing this, just do the shifter first and see if that gets where you need to go. And if your shifter cables aren't broken, just don't even bother.
That's the hole. Everything has to go through there, and the likelihood for getting caught is very high.
Wow, that was tough. Okay, this is gonna be so worth it. You can see the new one here. We've got some nice solid rubber. Here's the old one. I think if I just push on that, the whole thing will just pop right out. Yeah, it's completely destroyed. It like wasn't even attached on half of it. Well, the shifter upgrade was the most absolutely typical working on a car kind of situation where we thought it would take an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. It took 7. But that effort was absolutely worth it. It feels absolutely incredible now. Like you can probably just hear it right there, but like I'll chuck it in gear. Look at that play. It's almost nothing. It's sometimes still hard to get into first, but you can very easily tell when it's going into gear now, and the shifts are definitely shorter because of that short shifter. It feels freaking great. Andy, do you want to try it?
Oh yeah, definitely. One thing that I can comfortably say, I own a shifter. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Like, As the OEM Plus solution, this is pretty decent. I like it. 11 gear for the family. Yeah, feels good.
Oh, it's finally time for the cherry on top. This silly little spare gets to go. There's no way to get the tri-spokes to line up perfectly with these lugs right here. Sick.
Look at that.
I've got a bit of Cerakote tire coat to make this just pop a tiny bit more. That's the good stuff right there. Now, one thing I do need to talk about here is the rear suspension and how it's been a total pain in the butt to set up. There were two main problems with the rear suspension. The first is the factory bump stops. They're like 4 inches long, something like that. And that meant that once this thing was lowered, I was basically just riding on the bump stops, and that's not a good time. But not anymore, because I made them about 1 inch shorter with a knife. But that wasn't able to solve our second problem, which is that I am a dummy. I requested from Hero Performance some custom spring rates, specifically 3K in the rear, because I wanted to remain pretty nice and soft and comfortable for driving around, but it's just not stiff enough. I had to increase the preload a whole bunch so it doesn't bottom out. And also we only have, I don't know, like 3 inches of suspension travel now. So they're going to send over some stiffer springs for the rear, like 8K springs. And then all of the setup should be able to make a little bit more sense. Although it's not bad at the moment. It's just a little bit harsh and over damped because the springs are too soft.
Stands, or you can say.
Fortunately, the front coilovers with their 6K springs rock. Like, it's really comfortable up in the front. Bit harsh in the rear right now because of my fault, but we're gonna make this handle as good as it can. So next stop, Speed Factor. We're back here at Speed Factor Vancouver to get an alignment, and they had some fun. As you can see in the rear here, because we lowered it, we have a bit over 3 degrees of camber on both wheels, and they couldn't do anything about that. To adjust the toe and the camber in the rear, we need to loosen this bolt or that bolt up there, and neither of them would move. No matter how much penetrant or acetylene we threw at it, yeah, it's gonna snap before it starts actually spinning. So this is what we have ended up with. The toe is pretty weird in the front, and that's just to try and account for how weird the toe is in the back, which we just have absolutely no control over. So with any luck, it's gonna drive straight, and yeah, we're gonna have to maybe make some adjustable arms or something for the back. It's gonna be a whole thing.
We'll fix it eventually.
Yeah, we'll fix it later. The one thing that was easy to adjust was the front camber, because the Hero Performance coilovers did come with these camber plates. So thanks for that, guys. But otherwise, we're just crossing our fingers and hoping that it drives okay. So again, huge thanks to Speed Factor Vancouver for helping us out. If you're looking to get parts or a service for either a European or a JDM car, this is an awesome spot to come to. I cannot recommend them enough. That's some pretty silly camber. I'm really glad that I have 5 wheels, so I have extra rotation opportunities, because that's not going to be good for how long they last. All right, with the car handling great, and I think looking even better, it's time to test this out for what it's meant for, by stealing the most expensive thing in the world. Not expensive enough. Bingo.
What are you doing?
I'm taking it all.
That'll ruin me!
I know, I saw the reel how LTT spends money.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Alex. You'll never get away with this!
Let's go!
Oh, geez.
That was not successful at all.
No, but fortunately, I think we might be able to get away.
All right.
These Continental tires, oh my God, they are so good. Those old ones, I was able to spin them in second, and these ones right here, I can't at all because this car doesn't have much power. The body roll, pretty much gone, even though we don't have a sway bar in the back, and it just handles around corners so freaking good. Now, the comfort is not what it was before for sure. It rides a little bit harsh, in particular because, like we said before, those rear springs are just too soft, and we are bottoming out still in some spots.
And oh my God, like the lights.
The lights are unbelievably bright. They are gobsmackingly bright. It's hilarious.
Well, looks like no one is chasing us. Let's head back to the studio.
Hell yeah. Well, we were successful at getting away. I don't see any sirens outside or anything, but sadly the heist was not a success, and I suspect that I know why. The entire problem with the heist is that our getaway car did not have a turbo, so we'll have to solve that soon.
Definitely not our skill level.
Definitely not. So hit like, get subscribed to see what happens with this right here, and of course, have a great old day. Our Patreon's linked down below if you want to support us so we can buy engines to sit in our garage.
They'll get put in eventually.